already given us excuses on why he won't show up next Sunday, but he refuses. He refuses to go to Verizon to get this taking care of this little issue we have. Because he can broadcast from the wedding. It would be tremendous. Because Dr. V in a tux or a suit has got to look tremendous. So he should be doing that. I'm bummed we're not doing it either way. Here we are, me and Dr. V. It's Sunday. It's a week and a couple days before the election. We're here to talk about, we're here to have a good time. And I want to note that which I put in the description. We are not paid by anybody or anything. And I'm going to say it again later, but we aren't. Because we only tell you what we think, not what we're paid to think. And I'm not saying people who are paid to think anything, but we're not told that. So let's get into it. Trump, Harris. What's going to happen? I don't know. We're not calling that yet, but I'll tell you this. I watched D.R.V. Vance today, and it's the same stuff over and over and over again. Yeah. Why can't Trump just tell it like it is? But he can't, because people think it's cool. He cusses. We don't cuss here. Do we cuss, Dr. V?
No cuss.
No need to cuss. We can tell it like it is. It's like I have problems with the word fascist. Horrible. Horrible. There are better words, more descriptive words to deal with Trump. Trash, garbage, bowel movement. Those are good words. It tells you what we're thinking, or at least what I'm thinking, and it's not making trouble. But why? Because all he wants to do is spread hate. You hear him turning, sitting there going, I love everything, but he hates everything. He calls America garbage can. This has not changed from when we talked originally, when we first opened up here, when we did this months and months ago. The same BS. And you go, why? Because you know why? It gets the guys worked up. It gets the guys, well, show the guns, Dr. V, show the guns. It gets the guys worked up. Now, I don't have guns. I got nothing. I'm an old guy. But I'll tell you. Yeah, I got some guns. But I'll tell you, yeah, these ain't guns. But I'll tell you, these are just old man arms. But I'll tell you this, I ain't an old man like Trump, because Trump is 78 years old. You hear him? I listened to him on Joe Rogan. The same BS over and over. The same, the enemy within. The same, the Dems, the Libs, and Adam Schiff and all that. They're enemies. They're enemies. And then Vance comes on today on CNN and goes, oh, that's not what he's saying. You're taking it out of context. Really? Listen to what the guy says. Fox begged him. Fox begged him, Dr. V. Don't say that. You really don't mean that. Yes, I do. And I'm going to have a war tribunal. Now, look, or a military tribunal for Liz Cheney. Think about this. Okay, it's funny for the other people because they're not the ones going to have the war tribunal or the military tribunal. But what's so funny about it? You sit there once again, it's how tough am I? Thank you, Alvin. I love you. How tough am I? Do I have arms? Do I have guns? I'm tough. Women are nothing. I'm a man. And that's what the whole Trump-Vance jive is, okay? That's what the whole story is. Here we can see, Dr. V is going to be running these comments. He's jumping in. I see they're coming in as we go in. Yeah, the most handsome streamer. You're talking about Dr. V back there. So, I'm sorry, I lost it. By the way, Mark Friedman, just an American citizen, Dr. V, and Joe, what is it, Dr. V and Joe Talks? Joe Speaks? Joe Talks, the #1 addiction specialist in the world, and he's addicted to me. 53 years we've been addicted to each other, and he's still the #1 addiction specialist in the world. Still can't figure out how to break the addiction. I don't know how. I've been asking, figure it out, Dr. V. Hey, guys.
There's some good addictions out there.
We love our comments, whether we agree or not with you. Blow them out there. Thank you. Please give us thumbs up. Please subscribe to Just an American Citizen or Joe or Dr. V Joe Talks. But what we're saying here is really the real. you know, you can take a position. And then remember this also, and we said it in the description. We do not take any compensation from anybody or anything. Do we, Dr. V?
No.
We got nothing against influencers who do. We just tell it the way we look at it. You're getting it straight from here. I'm sure they're giving it straight to you too. They're just getting paid to tell you how they feel, which is okay. We don't want to do it. I've been approached by a couple people. I just said, no interest. Where it's easier for us. We're just going through this election, having a great time. But the bottom line is, Dr. Mario, hi, Dr. Debbie's writing you. Debbie wrote you, Dr. V. Debbie, it's Mark. I see you too. We love you, Debbie. Debbie is back. Hey, Debbie. So here we go. So we don't care if you agree, but let's get back to it. Why does Trump see the need to be so fake macho? It isn't real macho. The man's a coward. The man lets other people do things for him. Let me ask you, why, whenever things go wrong, it's the people around him who get in trouble, but not Trump? He hasn't gotten in trouble. He blows through everything. He got the Supreme Court set up stuff for him. So he has total, basically almost total immunity. They made excuses for how they can come up with a little bit, but they can't. Supreme Court's in his pocket, which is what people wanted because they hired Trump. The question is, do we want to come back to that? And let me ask you this again, and I come back to it. And let me tell you this, Dr. V. Thank you, YouTube. I love the platform. The platform's great. The algorithms are great. We say right on. Let me ask you this. The bottom, because that's what we do here. We just love it. Please give us thumbs up. Whether you agree with us or not, throw it out there. Bottom line, though, is this. What has Trump done since 4 years? You talked about, are we better 4 years ago? I don't know why people don't talk about this. Hundreds of thousands of Americans died. They died from COVID. Who was president? I ask this, don't I ask this every week, Dr. V? What answer do we get? Bupkis. Hundreds of thousands of Americans died 4 years ago. You forget this? Over COVID. Who was president of the United States? Was it Dr. Fauci? I don't think so. It was Donald Trump. They call him Donald J. Trump. Well, he was the president. And then in response, why not, Landon? Didn't we, what happened with FDR? Franklin Roosevelt was the president during World War II. He didn't force it. It was thrown on him. He had to deal with it. Either you're a great leader or you're a loser leader. And let's understand, it doesn't matter. He was here. He didn't take care of it. He let hundreds of thousands of Americans die. Hundreds of thousands of Americans die. And then the best thing is, I say best, it was horrible, but how they like to blame it on everybody else. He shut the country down. He shut the country down. Who shut it down? It wasn't Biden. It wasn't Obama. It was Donald J. Trump. Yeah, guys, run away from it. I'm telling it the way it is. What are you afraid of? I'm telling it. Tell me where I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Trump shut down the country. And because the country was shut down, we had to come out of it in the back end with all this demand and no supply, and the inflation came in, which was horrible, and we all had to and have to deal with. But inflation never stops. Look back to the old days. But let me see it, Trumpers. I keep saying I love it. MAGA, Trump 2024. I love this. And then look, I'm with you. Right on if that's what you believe. But let me ask you, who's the idiot? He is an idiot. I agree with you, Mikey. Trump is an idiot. But he's an idiot when it comes to America. He's great when it comes to being on TV. He's great when it comes to lying. He's great when it lays the jive out there. He's great when he goes and does, we're a garbage can. He is the garbage in the garbage can. That's how he knows, because he's surrounded by the can. And I keep asking you, promises made, promises kept. Ginger, hundreds of thousands. Did he promise to kill? I'm sorry, he didn't kill anybody. Did he promise to make sure when he was president that he would totally misplay the COVID issue and shut down the country and hundreds of thousands of Americans died? Did he do that? Promises made, promises kept. What promises were they, Dr. V? And when Dr. V comes on, you're all going to hear me going thumbs up, thumbs down. That's me in the background going with it. Go with the Dr. V.
Yes, I hear what you're saying, Mark, but let me present a little different perspective. Okay,
Mary,
COVID was not Trump's fault. Okay?
Either was World War II. Either was World War II FDR's fault. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not his
No,
fault.
I'm not, Trevor. I'm into
What
this.
his responsibility was how to respond to COVID.
She's
And
called a vice
Trump
president,
saw COVID
Chris.
as a threat to his reelection, and initially he
Well, you
tried
got
to
it from
fight.
Biden's
He
administration
didn't
too.
want
The
to do
stimulus.
testing because that would show how many people have the infection.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't.
Not
He
nervous.
was reluctant to
Trump.
address
Trump's
the
deranged.
issue.
I agree. Go ahead.
And to his credit, under his administration, they did push the COVID vaccine, which turned out to help turn things
There are
around.
reasons.
for the
Trump. It's
pandemic.
airborne.
But he did a lot of things to try to suppress evidence about COVID in the United States, and that hurt the cause.
Did he say there were only 25 people on a boat with COVID or something?
He says, don't let them come ashore because that will drive our numbers up. So he did things like that.
That really worked.
Testing was important because his buddy in Russia was asking for tests. And he would send them COVID tests to Russia because his buddy knew how important it was to make sure he tested people around him.
Right, he said it to
Turning
Putin.
around and telling Americans, oh, you don't need to test, that sort of thing. In terms of shutting the
But
country
Putin did. But wait, that's a great point, Dr. V. What a great point. His boy Putin needed it. So he sent it to Putin. Trump doesn't believe in God, Ginger. If Putin is God, then Trump believes in God. That's the bottom line. He is like, yeah, God is good. God is great. Fine. I have no problem with that. But Putin ain't God. But he sent it. Dr. V hit it. Dr. V hit it hard. He sent it. Right, go ahead.
That's his response was not very good compared to other countries.
I will have a poll up, Fish. Let me just interrupt 1 second. After this is over, I will put up a poll. Harris, Trump, we'd love you to come on. It'll be on Just an American Citizen. Please come on and answer. We'd love to see. I'll have it up there. We'll do it sometime later this afternoon. Thank you. I'm going to come back to Dr. V, but that was a request, Dr. V, and I wanted to jump in on that. Please give us thumbs up. Mark from Just an American Citizen. Please subscribe. Please go in. Dr. V, Joe Talks. Go back, Dr. V.
Okay, so why the pandemic was bad under Trump was that his response was poor.
Wig.
And it caused an
Real hair.
increase in number of deaths in the United States. Compared to other countries, it's estimated we had about 40 to 60% higher death rates than other countries.
Eric's the grift.
And
Right.
so that was his responsibility.
They can't keep Kyle Jones.
In terms of shutting the country
Well, thank
down,
you. Go
I'm
ahead.
not sure I'm gonna, again, completely blame Trump for that. That was the advice that was given to him.
Wait, hold. I'm not listening to that. I'm not listening to that. I'm not, it's somebody else's fault. That's the Trump way. It was Dr. Fauci. It wasn't me. I hired the guy. I listened to the guy. I did it. I made the decision. That's Trump. That's Trump.
If we're gonna give Trump a pass,
But pass on what?
closing down the country.
I'm not giving him a pass on that. Why are you giving him a
can't be
pass?
critical and then blame Biden for some of the consequences of the
I agree there.
pandemic, which was to save the country from going into a deep recession. The country printed money and gave money out basically for free. My small business.
James,
I got a
his
PPP
foreign policy
loan.
is horrible.
Other people are getting checks in the mail signed by Trump, that sort of thing.
Trump's the reason for the
Keep the
foreign
country
policy,
going.
James, for our
Now,
wars now.
And it worked. We did not get plunged in a terrible deep depression, and the rest of the world did the same thing. They
The
printed out
Democratic
money,
Party
gave money to
nominated
their
her, Adam.
citizens,
That's what parties
and the
do.
strategy worked. But a consequence of that is that there's an
Right,
awful lot
right.
of money around that no one was
Come on,
spending
Dr. Venom.
because you couldn't leave the house. As we made progress
Elena,
with
Eternal.
COVID, people that had all
Thumbs
this
up, give us
money that they
thumbs up.
saved up, and now they were willing to go out and spend
Of course it
things.
did,
And so
tactical.
there's a lot of money available, but no goods, because when the country was shut down, we weren't producing things.
Right.
So there's all this money available, no goods, and what happens when you have a very limited supply but high demand? You get inflation.
And can I take it a step further, Dr. V, off to that?
Sure.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
thank you. This is what I'm watching the comments. Thank you for your comments. I love your comments. I'm trying to respond as we're talking. Please give us thumbs up, whether you like us or not. We love you. Bottom line here is that's also answers for why, a major reason why there was no wars during that time. That Trump had no wars. There was COVID all around the world. China had issues. They were totally shut down. Russia was shut down. They had no idea what was going on. The whole world was basically shut down. That's what happened. So what kind of wars are you going to have? And if you want to look at all this stuff, Trump ignored the Palestinians. Who threw the whole Abraham Accords out the door? The Palestinians. And who was the smart president there? Trump. What a dummy. Who let out 5,000 people, killers in Afghanistan before the whole thing collapsed? Trump. Come on, let's get it on here. This is the real, and all this didn't happen during COVID. So they're all going, wow, COVID wasn't Trump's fault. You hear this, Dr. V? COVID wasn't Trump's fault. And all these people died. It wasn't Trump's fault. And the country shut down. It wasn't Trump's fault. But the world wasn't on fire. That's Trump. That's good for Trump. No, you got to go both ways. COVID shut down the world. Every time you hear about wars, all I'm asking you is this. Please go on to Just an American Citizen. And Dr. V will tell you, I have long forms up there I put on for years, and for the long ones from a while ago. We've talked about this, the end of the American century. This has nothing. This is more than just a president. It's an entire cycle that's going on there. Please go on to Just an American Citizen. Look at it. Thumbs up. Please give us subscribers. Dr. V. Joe Talks, but that's what's going on. You have to look at a whole thing. You have to look at history. You can't look at little pieces of this year. You want credit for this? You got to get blamed for that. And that's how it works. Right now, Kamala Harris is getting blamed for being vice president. Now, look, as I've said every week, being vice president it's really meaningless in the old days. It was worth a warm spittoon. That's what they used to say in the old days. Now, a vice president is an aide to the president, but the vice president doesn't make decisions. The president makes decisions. And you either like what the president does or you don't. I don't like a thing J.D. Vance is saying, the cat mother, but he ain't running for president. The only thing I worry about with him is Trump's so old. He's old. And you watch him up there dancing. Oh, what is he like? Is he I don't know what he's doing. I've never seen for 40 minutes. This guy is old. He's lost. And the rest of the world doesn't like him because he's like, who cares if he's old? Isn't that crazy? I get comments in here, grandpa, this, that. You know I love being a grandpa. I think it's tremendous. And let me tell you, I love our platform, YouTube. It's just great. It allows us to exercise our First Amendment. And remember, Dr. V and I are getting paid zero, nothing, zero, boom. So what you're hearing from us is the real. You hear from others. They just get paid for it. We don't want to do it, at least coming in. So the Kamala, Ishla, who is that? Ishlin looks like Ishlak. Go on. Go ahead. Okay, I love Diet Coke too. What?
So if Trump is so bad, why vote for Kamala? What's her case?
What's her case?
What's her case?
Number one, she does not support setting aside an election which duly elected a president of the United States. Number two, she didn't send the people up there to try to hang the vice president. No, that's just the easy stuff. That's just to get to worry about. Now, what did she do since she's just vice president? She was attorney general, had a big hand when we had the Great Recession back in, 2008, 9, 10. I don't know if you all can remember the banks collapsed, housing collapse. Kamala was one of the leading attorney generals taking down the banks. Remember this. Did anybody go down at the banks? No. I know about this stuff, Dr. V. I know a little bit about this stuff. Nobody went down from the banks, but the banks got hit. And then you had to have others rescue them, like I think Chase rescued. No, who was it? Chase rescued. There was a Bank of America rescued Merrill. You had different guys. Chase rescued somebody. It was a Bear. I don't remember, or Lehman. But you had all this going on. But who went after? Nobody went down. So who got the money for the people? Kamala Harris. That's a fact. That's where it was. Look at the settlement. Look at the leading attorney general. You're asking me what she's done? She's done that. She's done a couple crazy things too. This stuff about taking care of illegal immigrants in the jail. Whew. But I have to believe that she says it. People change. People grow up. People get smart. She's been vice president. She's seen this stuff. She knows that doesn't work anymore. She said it. It was wrong. Right on. Does Trump ever say...
Mark, and have her sister soldier moment where she says, no, I don't believe in that. And she has to, that's what I think gets people upset, that when she gets caught in something where she's evolved her thinking on it, instead of saying, look, I changed my mind on that, and now this is what I believe,
you
she
Trumpers.
tap dances too much, and I think that's what gets people upset.
But where is she tap dance? I'm trying to understand. She said, look, she's a politician.
Response to the
to what?
I live in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And every other commercial, especially if you watch.
No, I'm not jolly, but thank you. We love the Jolly Green Giant.
Kamala says transgender people should be able to get sex change operations while they're in jail, paid for with taxpayers' money.
And what did I just say? It's crazy.
The one you just said, and I'm telling you, that is a very effective ad. If people hear that, they say, she's one of them. She's one of those. She's not one of us.
I understand.
And she has to say, make a clear demarcation, say, that's not who I am. I'm not about doing things that just sound absolutely crazy.
I think she's been stagnant.
Transgender people, they shouldn't be beaten up. They should be treated with respect, but they should be treated better than other people.
Okay. I think she backed down from it. All they're doing is quoting her from 4 or 5 years ago. I'm with it, but I agree with you. They're quoting her from 5 years ago. Everybody, she talks changes. She says she's changed with a lot of this stuff. You got to go. Does Trump ever says he changes? No. He says the same thing and he doubles down on it. I hate America. America stinks. I'm a billionaire, and let me come back to the billionaires again. All on CNBC, all on Fox are going, oh, they're picking on the billionaires, the good billionaires, they're just picking on them. I'm watching because they support Trump, and oh, the poor billionaires are being picked on. Look, I say it again, I respect billionaires if they made their money. I respect where they're smart enough to do it, but I'm not impressed by it because they ain't all that much smarter than anybody else out there. And you think those billionaires care about you or me? No, they're billionaires and they're on CNBC talking their book. Oh, Trump will do this, Trump will do that. And meanwhile, if they had a shot down at his pocket, you would see the pocket getting bigger and bigger because dollar bills would be flying in there because he's thinking about, oh my gosh, we put Trump in, I make even more money. That's where the billionaires are. Yes, some care. And I'm not saying they don't love America, but they sure do love their money. Look at Elon Musk, Dr. V, out there talking to Putin. We're using Elon Musk to work on our space stuff, and we have him out there talking to Putin. How about Trump? 7 calls with Putin. Putin doesn't talk to Harris. Putin doesn't talk to Biden because he doesn't want to, because he wants to talk to somebody who will do what he wants. Putin. These are their boys. I say boys gender neutral. That's what it is, the guys. It's all part of the guys. Once again, being a supporter of Putin doesn't make you a man. It makes you somebody who ain't thinking about America first. You're making America nowhere. This country is great. I love this country. We can talk here. We can get on here. We can object with each other. We can fight with each other because this is a great country. But when you have somebody running for president who says, if you disagree with me, I'm taking you down. Then you know we got a problem. Luckily, we still got platforms, so before anybody says we're out of it, First Amendment's great. And for all those of you looking at us from outside this country, and we get a lot of people writing in, we can talk about this. Hopefully you can do this in your country, if not now and one day, because that's what's great. And I don't care. I love the people that disagree with us, Dr. V. I love them as much as I love the people who agree with us, because I love this country. And you do too. And that's what we talk from. We talk from our heart. We talk from our head because we care. And you don't hear us talking down our country. You don't hear us saying how horrible it is when it's great. Look at all those comments. That says this country's great. That says this country's number one. That says there's no country as good as this country. So at least as far as I'm concerned. Because look at those comments flying in. Because this country is great. So whether you agree with me or not, you got to look at these candidates and decide. If one of them says, I'm putting you in jail if you say the wrong thing, where do you stand from there? Is there even anybody anything close to that? Dr. V, it's yours.
Intimidating the newspapers.
Woo!
The newspapers are afraid to endorse Kamala because it's going to not be, they know Trump is going to get back at them if they do.
Right. Trump said it, MAGA.
Country you want to live in?
Really?
Where the newspapers are afraid to endorse candidates?
Right. And they sit there, he said he wants to take the license of ABC and CBS. Where are we coming from?
People.
Well, intimidating.
Intimidating.
Right. And the people.
Even if he doesn't do it, which the Republicans say he doesn't really follow through, he's clearly intimidating people so that it restricts our freedoms.
Right. And they've got to worry because it's their business they've got to worry about. So you great point, Dr. V. Great point. Because the point is that they have to worry about their business. And they know that Trump comes after them and tries to shut them down. They got to watch what they say. Is that America?
But then other newspapers can endorse Trump and not be afraid
That's
that
right.
they're going to get shut down.
Nothing exposed,
That's the
Dolly.
difference between the two
Vote blue.
candidates. That's the fundamental difference.
Oh,
If
Sarah,
you live
be
in
quiet.
a free country
Right.
where you can endorse someone
Mop.
and not be
Thumbs up.
afraid of repercussions,
Right.
you have to go Kamala.
Right. Right. That'd be like me saying, I want the Browns to beat the Ravens today. It doesn't work. I love the Ravens. I can't do that. You got to say what you really believe. Because I'm not going to say, I got to worry. I got to this. I love them. I know we're here because I love my team. Like I love my country. Like Dr. V loves the Eagles. We love it. We understand it. And when you love your country, you go, I'll do what it takes to help my country, not to tear my country down, not to run to Vladimir Putin and kiss his butt. This guy goes from being orange, he goes so far up there, his face turns brown. And you know what that brown's from, don't you, when you're going all the way up the back. So that's where he is. And that's what we're dealing with. And I'm upfront about it. And I don't care. I've been around too long. But I love most MAGA people, Dr. V. It's the people who are all the way out there and the left. Far out there. We don't go for that there. But we allow, look at all these people coming in. Right on. And hey, let me tell you, my grandfather is Dr. V grandfather. And let me tell you, there ain't nothing better than being a grandfather. It is absolutely tremendous, guys. So you want to give us trouble about it and call us Gramps? I go, I'm so happy I'm a Gramps. I'm so happy. I'm so much younger than Trump, but I'm so happy I'm a Gramps. And it's a great feeling to have because what ends up is the kids tell you don't know what you're talking about, but your grandchildren think you're smart. It's the greatest. And you just take them out, get them something to eat, tell them you love them, and they go, man, Grandpa, Grandma, you're the greatest. I mean, that's the way to go. I'm sorry, I went off to the side there.
That's the reward for having kids, is grandkids.
That is, you're right. It's the grandkids, Dr. V. You're right. And that's where that is. We'll come back. I had to jump into that one for a bit. And let's remember.
My grandson's birthday party today.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Right
6
on.
years old.
Woo, getting old, man. You and I, we're losing it. I mean, 6, what is that? It's not even a 10th.
But that's why I do this, is for the grandkids. Trump is not going to come after me. He's not going to take my money. I don't have to worry. But I worry about my grandkids. What kind of world are they going to grow up in? What kind of country are they going to grow up in? Will they have the freedom
Destiny
to make choices about their body? Will they have the freedom to voice their opinion without fear of having repercussions for that? Are they going to live in a country where they can pursue their love, their interests? They can start a business.
There, we got a great debate going on here.
It's the small businesses that have really made this country great,
Always.
not the monopolies. And I'm fearful that the monopolies are going to take over. I mean, I'm not that happy with Bezos today, with what he did with the Washington Post. But guess what? I ordered something from Amazon.
Come on.
So, because what other options do I have? what other options do I have? So I'm fearful that the billionaires, the aristocracies, and the rest of the world, they're going to take over. They're going to restrict our freedoms. And that's not the kind of world I want my grandkids to grow up in.
You're right. I watch these people in the comments here, Dr. V, because Dr. V normally gets the comments. It's a lot of fun there. And people are talking about controlling thoughts and controlling people. And I'm going, it isn't the left-wing loonies that'll do it, because they're not going to be in control. It's going to be the right-wing MAGA bund who's going to take control of this. Listen to the people who work with Trump. Listen to all of them. They want to shut you down. Do you hear the Democrats talk about a military tribunal? I don't hear it. I'm still listening. Do you hear the Democrats talk about sending troops out to kill Americans? I'm still waiting to hear it. I don't hear any of that. Yet all I hear is, hey, what's going on, psycho? Yeah, well, that's there. He keeps jumping in here. I think he's funny. So the bottom line is, what is he talking about? He isn't talking about anything good. This guy, go ahead. He's just trash. He's trash.
Understand that Trump is a danger to democracy, but they still want a reason why they should vote for Kamala. We need to give them a reason.
I've been giving them reasons. She has a whole program to put down money for small business. She has a whole.
So, I mean, this is important. I mean, everyone says, Kamala's black, that sort of thing. She was raised by an Indian woman, and she talks about her aunt or whatever who started businesses. Her whole thing is about helping small businesses get started. I love that. Not handouts. That's not the way to go. That people feel good when they have jobs and when they can use their creative resources to create something. But it's really hard to do that in an environment where you have a few big businesses which dictate.
He's the reason for it, Regina.
I have friends who make things and they want to sell them on Amazon. And
there's taxes everywhere.
If you don't play by the Amazon rules, you can't get on there.
Right.
We don't want to have a few businesses
about a past silver. That's Trump.
It suppress the development of good young creative talent.
Right.
And Kamala is all about that.
That's her whole idea.
She's all about that.
Trump for nursing home 2024 Spartacus, 2 thumbs up.
It's not a Trump thing. This is a Kamala thing that's based on what
Good question,
she learned
Michael.
when she was growing up. That's why I like Kamala.
Right. I love this. Cool Gear says Elon and Trump are going to tell us what to do. Now we got two of them. The billionaires. Let's just put all the billionaires in. You got this billionaire running for Senate out of Wisconsin. You got this billionaire running in Pennsylvania. And they all sit. There's what the billionaires say. I'm so rich that I don't owe anybody. Well, what am I missing? Does that mean if you or I call this dude, he ain't going to listen? How can you be a representative if you don't listen to anybody? I could just because I think it's right because I'm a billionaire and I can put 20 million or 30 million or 40 million, or I'm Elon Musk and I'll give you $1 million if you sign a petition. Everybody forgets this stuff. There was a party called the Know Nothings back in the 1800s. These are the Know Nothings. And what they did back in the 1800s, I love American history, most people don't know it, was they went in and they sent people to the bars and they got them drunk. And then they walked them in and said, vote. They walked them out and they got them more food and more drink. That's how they voted in the old days. This is better. I bet you if you gave them $1 million back then, they would have been more than glad to come out and do their thing. So that's what we're talking about, paying people to vote. This is fun. This is funny. This is total payoff. And it's payola by the billionaires. And when you sit there, they want to put in their people for jobs. You want all government workers thrown out. Deep state, at least the government workers only owe it to the government. They get their money from the government. These guys are going to owe it to the billionaires. Who ran the country? Who made all the money in the 1800s? It was the guys who were put into jobs like running the port of New York, made zillions, not zillions, but incredible money for back then because he could just take payoffs because that's how it worked. And the money went to this guy and this guy and this guy. You never heard of machines. You never heard of political machines. They were everywhere. It all came from the money going. And the billionaires, Trump is looking to do this again. So you want to just get drunk on election day? Trump's good for you. He'll take care of that, give you all the drink you want, right? If we're going to go back, because we're going back, right? Let's go back to when America was great. Go back. What do you say, Dr. V? We just give everybody all the drink you can. Our bars closed in most states during the election. They should just, think about it. That's what history is. And these guys are looking to throw it out because, when you're that rich, you think you can do whatever you want, and you pretty much can. But I think they're getting nervous. Government's looking to maybe break up Google. Government's breaking up different pieces, and everybody's getting, I better watch out because I got that money. I can't lose my money. It's so important because I'm a billionaire, but I'm not going to tell anybody I'm doing it for me because I love Trump. I love Trump. Go ahead, Dr. V.
Sounds like you went to, what is it, ASMDR, whatever that is.
I have no idea what
I don't know. Your voice went
down. Look, I love politics. What can I tell you? I've been involved since I've been, 14 years old, going door to door for Alan Resnick. I loved it. 15 years. I was 15 going to 14 going door to door for Alan Resnick. I loved it. Okay, we're talking 1968. I love politics. Actually, you got to get excited over this stuff. You got to love it, and that's why I love our country so much. But hey, don't fall for the siren song of sickos like Trump and Vance. Okay, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Cat mother Vance. Trash mouth, trench mouth, Trump. How about that? Trench mouth, trench and cat mother. That's a real two. That's a real couple right there. Trench mouth and cat mother. Why can't they tell the truth? Explain it. Will you tell me how they can tell the truth? I say right on. Please give us thumbs up. Please, Dr. V Talks, Just an American Citizen, and please go in and subscribe, and feel free to leave comments in there, because I'll come back to you. If I don't get to your comments here, I'll do it there. Thank you, Tony. And we do thank you. I'm going to say it because I don't get paid to say it. I like YouTube. YouTube's really been great, making it easy for us to be able to put this out here. And I say right on with that. You got to make it happen. You got to let people hear. You got to put it out. And when you have platforms that are willing to let people put their ideas and their thoughts out, I say right on. What else, Dr. V? Well, let me throw in a couple other things out. We are definitely coming back Tuesday of this week. No, Tuesday or Wednesday, Dr. V. Tell me. Dr. V.
Yeah.
What day are we coming back? Tuesday or Wednesday this week?
Wednesday.
We're going to be here Wednesday. I'm going to be here Friday. Hopefully, Dr. V will be. 11 o'clock is always our favorite. Dr. V is talking about this appearing on Sunday. What you had next Sunday, what you have to do. I want to see some comments here. Is he has problems with his phone. I've asked him to go to Verizon. I've asked him to get it worked out. I would work with him. Get on there and say, Doctor. He says, I'm so busy. I'm saving the world. I'm here. I can't go to Verizon. I'm telling you, get on there. Tell him there. Tell him to get on there. Go to Verizon, Dr. V. Let's get it together. But that's what we're going to be doing. And let me tell you, we really appreciate what everybody says. We really appreciate this. And you're going to have to vote too. Remember this. Vote. Don't vote for Trump.
I got my ballot in the mail today.
You got it in the mail. I've had ours. We hold it, so I go and drop it off. I love doing it, but all I can say is this country is revved up. I love it, and don't listen, no matter what you think, no matter what you want. This is the greatest country in the world. We love it. We can do it. We can come on here. We have great comments. We have great commentators. Once again, Dr. V. Joe Talks, Just an American Citizen. Come on and subscribe, please, to both. Just American, come on and give me comments on Just American Citizen along with subscribing. We love you. We're going to be back Wednesday. I may even drop in earlier, Friday and Sunday. And Dr. V's got to go to Verizon. And all I can say is, and that's the way it is. Dr. V? Period. We'll see y'all Wednesday, the latest. Thanks for coming in. And go comment. Just an American Citizen. Subscribe. Dr. V. Joe Talks. Thank you.
Right.